And finally, the Inquisitorial Retinue is finished. Each one of these minis probably took me a day, other than the two that I screwed up. But I'm really happy that I was able to salvage them and bring them back. Especially the sniper one, because she was done with oils and stuff, and I really thought she was done. But this guy too, I was unhappy with the way he was looking. He was looking more like Lex Luthor than an Arbites, but I decided to go with the Cadian sort of color tone, and it was, or color scheme, excuse me. And as you can see, great. And of course, the bases, I really enjoyed. Whoops, so much doing them so much that I've decided that my entire Sisters of Battle are also going to have these bases. But I went to my local GW, and you have to order them online now, apparently. So I'll have to get some online. But yeah, I'm really happy with the colors and everything, and the lighting I put on him, like this sort of wide lighting that he might be able to pull out and sort of, use as a pseudo torch. All the equipment and everything is just basic stuff that you can get, and I'm really happy with that one. And of course, again, the sniper character, she's great. Again, this is just the Necromunda Hive Scum kit. I think I 3D printed these. Oh god, they've completely jumped out of my head. The Purity Seals, okay. And the scope is a Space Marine scope, and of course the arms and the weapon is from Death Core of Krieg, and so is the backpack. This is from the Tempestus. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to flip you off. The Tempestus Scions. And yeah, the rest is Hive Scum, as I said. But yeah, she looks great. The cape and everything. Oh, the jacket and everything. The trench coat, sorry, looks great. She looks, straight out of the Steel Legion, if not the Krieg themselves. I really like the idea of her coming out of one of those two forces and then getting picked up for a retinue, because she's so skilled in snipering and crawling around in places and getting into spaces. Again, having a Tempestus Scion in the group is a must. I painted him in the standard sort of inquisitorial colours. The sword, again, got an actual power source kind of flow looking through it. I love painting little LEDs and things on them. There's a lot here and there throughout the things. I really like the leathers and stuff, really putting on lots of scratches and dents and things. I just love it. And the gold, I'm okay with it. There's just one, I know, because I looked on the figures themselves, there's this huge chunk of gold here, which, yeah, I don't know if you can see it in the, let me bring in the light a bit more. Just behind, you can't really see it, yeah, you can see it there, just behind, between the pack and the thing, because the framework that goes around his armor, there's a huge chunk of gold there. I'm not happy with that being so much gold, but that's the way the armor is designed, and that's the way it looks, even on the original ones that are wearing this sort of turquoise and gold. But no, I'm happy with him in general. Focus. Again, I like the Tempestus Scions, the sort of standard kit. I think they're great. Not as much as I love the Death Core of Krieg Grenadiers. As you will be seeing soon enough, they're on the painting list, and they're probably going to be coming up soon. First, I have to finish off that building for 1490 Doom. I've got to do my painting tutorial, which is what I'm going to probably shoot next, and then I've got some Krieg Grenadiers I think I'll do, and they're because essentially they're like a kill team. I got to have a vehicle themed for them as well, and I've got a Valkyrie to paint with them to totally tie in them with the theme. Again, after this, the Sisters of Battle I'd like to do after those guys, but I've got to wait till I can get these bases in. I thoroughly enjoyed painting this lady up and their armor. These new kits Gotta refocus the lights because I moved the light. The kits are so good. Like GW, they're, as a company, sometimes they're very especially towards YouTubers and stuff lately. But goddamn, these kits, especially these sisters, these new ones, so good, so beautiful, and when they're painted up so like, or to your specifications. And the base, this was the first one I did with all the heat bloom and everything, and she's good. And she'll have the rest of her, it's just a standard box set of sisters. She'll have all of them done up, and they'll hold matching bases, so I can use her in the Force and everything like that as well, and she can be switched back and forth with this Inquisitor retinue, and this guy will be able to use with them. Again, this ecclesiarch, I went for a very unhealthy fat guy who's screaming all the time. You can't see it too much in his face because the camera won't focus, but he does have a bit of green in his face. He's got a bit of very pale. He's got like sallow sort of color, which is good for, like, you know, using pallid witch flesh and mixing it with the deepkin skin. Really good for that kind of colors. Again, he's got the filth and dirt and all that around him. The heat blooming on the servo weapon here. Love doing that kind of thing. Yeah, just the idea that this dude is a screaming blowhard was just appealed to me so much. I'm terrible at doing book stuff like scroll work and things like that. I tend to avoid it, but because it was the book, I had to do it. I'm not great at it. It's probably the one thing that lets the mini down. But oh well. I do like the gold being all tarnished and everything, but it's not too tarnished. It's not overblown, but you get that subtle bluing. Again, I take the Nylock oxide, and I tend to water it down and then build it up rather than going neat. It's better off that way. You never ever use it straight from the thing first off. The only time you use it neat is sort of as the last, right at the end. You can see it even on his hat, and I did some on the back of it as well. It's not so prominent, but yeah, even on his shoulder pads it's there. It totally tones down the gold and makes it all nice and hunky-dory. But yeah, I'm liking him. The weapon, I didn't bloody it up or anything, because the idea that this dude actually doesn't do too much fighting. He's, you know, more of a support dude. The gun on the servo bot obviously is used a lot, because he's that much of a kind of big coward sort of guy. And finally, the Inquisitor. Now, out of all the retinue, he's the only one I've actually named, and I named him, it's either Thallium Nox or Phelium Nox. I say Thallium, I think, sounds better, which is actually like the word for a snail or a mollusk, which is sort of like, I think it's a Greek word for, you know, as I said, a snail or a mollusk, or to protect or enclose. And then Nox, of course, being night or darkness, and so he is holding or encapsulating the night, is what I've gone for. And the idea that this dude obviously is not he's wearing a skull that still has, you know, viscera and drying blood on it from somebody he knocked off, and he thought they were important enough in his inquisitorial life to keep their skull and make it into a helmet. And then also another two people who must have betrayed him or whatever, and he's kept their skulls too, and they're pretty fresh, as you can see, because they're still, you know, still got some viscera on them as well. And this guy is, and he's, you know, he doesn't even clean his chain axe, chain sword. It's still got stains from the amount of work he does, and again, doing a lot of work means that he gets the heat bloom on his weapons. This pack does have a couple of little lights and things on it. I'm really happy with it. It's just, subtle little lights. The cherub again. I like bruising. Oop, nothing in the way. Bruising and stuff like that. The little charms and things that the cherub is holding too. Decided to make it like a glass vial that's holding blood, and this is obviously a piece of cloth that's got the blood of a saint on it, or it's again dried blood. Which I found the best thing to do is actually put down black ink, let it dry, and then go to purple. So the Druchii Violet, is it? Can't focus here. There we go. Yeah, there. Druchii Violet, and then you put on the Caribou Crimson. Again, the Druchii Violet and the Caribou Crimson, thin them out with water, slowly build them up, and then that is how you do it. It's the same with the side of his skull here and the dots and everything. They're all built up slowly. Never ever go ham hog and just put it on. Or if you do that, get your brush straight into some clean water and dilute it down. You'll get a much better effect than just going straight at it. And that's him. So yeah, I'm really happy with all of them. But yeah, the idea that the Inquisition gave him this cherub to keep an eye on him and to keep him a bit more under control, hence the chain and everything. It's not a chain of office, it's a chain to keep him from, like, as you can see, he's got the helmet actually has jaws on it, so the idea was he might have been doing a bit of naughty things to people, and yeah, the Inquisition decided that you might need to keep him under a bit of lock and chain because he's a bit too unhinged. But now he's got a retinue. He's been good enough to get all that built up for him. But yeah, that's them, and finally they're done, and I can keep trucking on to another project. As I said, we're going to finish off that 1490 Doom building. I'm also going to build some ladders for 1490 Doom. I've been meaning to do it. And I just need a whole bunch of ladders and walkways and gangplanks and things like that for it. So I'll probably do that for a quick little video, whether I do it in shorts and things like that, I'm not sure. I also need to buy some products and stuff like that, but I'm really happy with these guys. They look great. And thank you for supporting and watching, because everything has been going well. And those everybody who's following, every time that number goes up, even by one, it's a little butterfly in my heart that just makes me want to keep going. And I'm out here every day while my mental health is still improving, and it really helps. So yeah, thank you so much, and cheers, and I'll see you soon.